Frozen pizza is one of the top-selling frozen foods in America. It looks simple: dough, sauce, cheese. The ingredient label tells a longer story. Most frozen pizza cheese is not simply mozzarella. It is engineered to survive freezing. This is grocery science. Today, we look at what is really inside frozen pizza. A single frozen pizza serving can carry more than half a day's recommended sodium. Some frozen pizzas use cheese blends engineered specifically for melt, stretch, and shelf life.
By the end of this video, you will read that ingredient list very differently.
Frozen pizza is convenient. Understanding what is in it does not have to be scary. Many frozen pizzas use cheese blends combining real cheese with vegetable oil and starch. See the difference. These blends are formulated for consistent melt and stretch after months in a freezer. One common substitute is called analog cheese, built from rennet casein and vegetable oil. Food scientists studied how pH level changes the stretch and melt of pizza cheese. Natural cheese can separate and toughen after freezing. Blended cheese resists that breakdown. Phosphates are common additives that help cheese blends stay smooth and stretchy when baked. Some researchers have linked high dietary phosphate additive intake to kidney health concerns.
Starches and emulsifiers help the cheese layer hold shape instead of pooling into oil.
Flavor compounds are often added back in after processing removes natural cheese flavor. Reading past the word cheese is the first step to understanding a frozen pizza label. Real cheese alone often cracks or weeps liquid after extended frozen storage. 4 ingredients versus 14. That gap defines the difference processing can make. Sodium plays 3 roles in frozen pizza: flavor, preservation, and texture control. A nutrition advocacy analysis compared sodium levels across dozens of frozen cheese pizzas. Sodium content varied by as much as 7% between similar cheese pizzas. That variation shows high sodium is a choice manufacturers make, not a requirement. Health guidelines recommend adults limit sodium to about 2,300 milligrams daily. One frozen pizza serving alone can approach a quarter of that entire daily limit. Excess sodium intake over time is associated with higher blood pressure and cardiovascular risk. Sodium is not just in the cheese. Crust, sauce, and meat toppings all add sodium. Adding processed meat toppings can raise total sodium by hundreds of milligrams per serving. Sodium also acts as a preservative, slowing bacterial growth during frozen storage and shipping. Lower water activity from sodium helps prevent a soggy crust after thawing and baking. Comparing sodium per serving across brands can reveal significant, avoidable differences. Public health researchers estimate broad sodium reduction could prevent thousands of cardiovascular deaths yearly.
Serving size matters. Many boxes list 2 or more servings per single pizza.
Eating an entire pizza can mean doubling or tripling the sodium listed per serving. Oh no. Preservatives extend shelf life, so frozen pizza can sit safely for months. BHA and BHT are synthetic antioxidants that prevent fats in pizza from turning rancid. Some animal studies have raised questions about these compounds at very high doses. Regulatory agencies currently classify these preservatives as safe within approved usage limits. Processed meat toppings often carry their own separate set of preservative additives. Dough conditioners help frozen pizza crust rise consistently despite months in a freezer. Modified starches thicken pizza sauce so it does not turn watery after thawing. Autolyzed yeast extract is a common flavor enhancer, functioning similarly to free glutamate. Freezing itself changes starch structure, which is why crusts need specific formulation adjustments. Without conditioners, frozen dough often becomes dense, tough, or unevenly textured when baked. Manufacturers test crust texture repeatedly to ensure consistency across long frozen storage periods. Phosphate additives can appear in multiple pizza components, adding up across a single serving. Shorter ingredient lists generally signal fewer additives, though not always better nutrition overall. Unfamiliar ingredient names are often functional additives, solving a specific manufacturing problem. Flash freezing locks in texture quickly, reducing ice crystal damage compared to slow freezing. Most commercial frozen pizza is classified as an ultra-processed food under NOVA. Ultra-processed foods combine industrially modified ingredients rarely used together in home cooking. A single serving of some cheese pizzas can approach a full day's saturated fat limit. Cheese, oil-coated crust, and processed meat combine to raise total fat significantly. High saturated fat intake over time is linked to elevated LDL cholesterol levels. Dietitians suggest pairing frozen pizza with vegetables to balance fat and add fiber. Extra cheese and meat toppings can raise a single slice past 400 calories. Crust style alone can shift calories, fat, and sodium significantly between products. Vegetable-topped pizzas generally offer more fiber and fewer processed meat additives. Whole grain crust options provide more fiber than standard refined flour crusts. Some brands now offer shorter ingredient lists using recognizable, whole food-style components. Organic labeling restricts certain synthetic additives but does not guarantee lower sodium. Occasional frozen pizza in a balanced diet differs greatly from daily reliance on it. Ultra-processed foods now make up a majority of packaged items sold in stores. Understanding these patterns lets you choose frozen pizza intentionally, not just automatically. Terms like stone-fired and artisan style are marketing language, not regulated claims. The FDA does not strictly define many descriptive terms used on frozen food packaging. A prominent cheese claim does not guarantee cheese is the primary ingredient by weight. Serving size print is often smaller than marketing claims printed on the front. Health-sounding icons and colors do not always reflect the full ingredient list. Flipping the box over remains the most reliable way to verify a health claim. The word natural on packaging currently has no fixed legal definition from regulators. Premium pricing does not always correspond to meaningfully different ingredient quality. The first three ingredients by weight reveal the most about a product's actual composition. Placing several brands side by side often reveals surprisingly large nutritional differences. Check three things: sodium per serving, ingredient count, and true serving size. Choosing thinner crust and vegetable toppings can meaningfully lower sodium and saturated fat. Adding fresh vegetables at home increases fiber and nutrients without extra manufacturing steps. Homemade dough and sauce allow direct control over sodium and added preservatives. Pairing a slice with a side salad helps balance the overall meal's nutrition. Frozen pizza remains generally less expensive per serving than restaurant delivery options. A few extra seconds reading the label can meaningfully change what ends up on the plate. Knowledge about ingredients is not about fear. It is about informed, confident choices. We started this video with a simple box from the freezer aisle. Behind every frozen pizza is a formulation team solving texture, shelf life, and cost. The evidence shows wide variation between products, which means informed choice genuinely matters. That understanding gives you a real choice rather than just a marketed one. At Grocery Science, we examine food through evidence, not to generate fear. Coming up, what is really inside instant noodles, trail mix, and cured bacon? Thank you for watching Grocery Science. Stay curious, stay informed,